Imagine the world as a colossal equation, an intricate super-equation composed of billions of smaller equations, each with trillions of variables. These variables interact, sometimes in predictable ways, and sometimes in ways that defy expectation. If we could decipher all the hidden rules and principles governing the world, humans, animals, nature, and the universe, we might just be able to forecast the future, both near and far, for over 8 billion people. Hello, and welcome back. In 1953, Soviet leader Joseph Stalin died just days after a massive stroke. In 1986, the world witnessed the worst nuclear disaster at the Chernobyl power plant. Fast forward to 2001, the United States experienced its most devastating terrorist attack in history. 3 historical events, separated by time and space, but all somehow connected to one blind Bulgarian woman known as Baba Vanga. Baba Vanga, born Vangelia Pandeva Dimitrova in 1911, was the daughter of a poor family in Strumica, now in North Macedonia. Life dealt her a tough hand early on. Her father was drafted into World War I, and her mother passed away, leaving young Vangelia to fend for herself. But it was a mysterious event at age 12 that altered her fate forever. A violent storm swept her into the air, only to drop her miles away in a field. Days later, she was found, her eyes sealed shut by a thick layer of dirt and sand. Vanga had lost her vision, but in its place, she claimed to have gained something far greater. Vanga asserted that during those lonely days in the field, her gift of clairvoyance was awakened by invisible entities. From that point on, she became known as the blind prophet of the Balkans, with people from all walks of life, peasants, political leaders, even movie stars, seeking her guidance on the future. Despite her fame, Baba Vanga was often described as humble and generous, always willing to help others without expecting anything in return. Even though she passed away in 1996, her predictions continue to captivate the world. One of the most talked about events linked to Vanga is the September 11 attacks in 2001. According to some sources, as early as 1989, Vanga predicted the 9/11 attacks with chilling accuracy. Horror, horror, she reportedly said. The American brothers will fall after being attacked by the steel birds. Wolves will be howling in a bush, and innocent blood will gush. The media frenzy following the attacks led millions to believe that Vanga had indeed foreseen the exact time and place of the tragedy. But is there any truth to this? The reality is that there is no documented evidence that Vanga ever mentioned any specific details, when, where, or how these events would unfold. Before 9/11, no one knew what her prophecy referred to, but afterward, people eagerly connected steel birds to the hijacked planes and American brothers to the Twin Towers. It's also interesting how the word Bush was interpreted as a reference to President George W. Bush, leading the Wolves, the US military, in retaliation against terrorism. But what about predicting the future? Is it possible? The answer is yes, to some extent. Just think of weather forecasts. They are, in essence, predictions based on past data and current trends. Society is full of people who make a living by forecasting the future: meteorologists, financial analysts, and more. Their predictions can influence millions of dollars and countless lives, but they rely heavily on data. Lots of data. Past data is a crucial tool for predicting the future. The more data you can collect, and the better you understand the underlying rules of a phenomenon, the more accurate your predictions can be. But here's the catch. Our world, viewed through the lens of mathematics, is like a super-equation composed of billions of smaller equations with trillions of interacting variables. A tiny change in any of these variables can lead to significant differences in the outcome, especially over time. Any super-equation we create to predict the future could easily crumble due to the presence of hidden variables, factors we didn't account for that can throw all our predictions out the window. In short, with incomplete or inaccurate data, no one can predict the future with absolute certainty. Not all of Baba Vanga's prophecies have come true. For instance, she predicted that the 45th President of the United States would face a disaster that would bring the country to its knees. Yet America endured under Donald Trump's leadership. She also predicted that 2 B-named teams would play in the 1994 World Cup final, but it was Brazil and Italy, and a nuclear war between 2010 and 2014 that never happened. According to some studies, about 68% of Vanga's predictions are accurate, while her followers believe that number is as high as 85%. However, it's crucial to remember that all of Baba Vanga's prophecies were recorded by others in Bulgarian and later translated into many languages. This opens up the possibility that many prophecies were either fabricated or altered after the events they were supposed to predict. While some close to her claim she never predicted the Kursk submarine disaster, the rise of an African-American US president, or a Third World War, these prophecies continue to circulate in the media and online.
What do you think about future prophecy and Baba Vanga really prophesied the future with his psychic ability? Leave a comment below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to continue watching new videos of Gao.